WordPress for Joomla, migrating a template.
Hi, this is Raphael, and I'm here to show you how to easily migrate a current WordPress template into Joomla and make it XHTML compatible so it validates. So there's a few steps that we're going to be going through and just try to recreate it. I know that every theme is a little bit different and it'll look a little bit different, but in essence you're still doing the same thing regardless if there's more code in the same page or not. So currently I downloaded this Fusion theme and I have it over here in my desktop. I haven't uploaded it to the server, but I'm here in FTP, and this is for WordPress MU that I'm doing it for, but it'll still be basically the same process for WordPress single blog. I'm here in the themes directory. Now I'll unpackage this and I'll upload the Fusion template over here. While I'm doing this, I just want to show you what are some of the main files that need to be edited. And I'll bring my editor over to the screen. The theme that you mostly want to go by is the default theme, which is the one that in essence is used the most and is actually the only theme for the WordPress single blog as of right now. These other every home and home are templates for WordPress MU for Joomla. So either way, let's open up the header file, which is probably the one that needs the most amount of edits. Right, and I'll also open the header file from this other file, template. As you can see right away, it has a doc type. It also has HTML and head tags, which is something that we definitely do not want twice on a page, because Joomla will already echo the HTML tag and the head tag and title tag, so on and so forth. So let's start by doing this over here. Expand this out. Okay, this looks like it does meta keywords, that's fine. But I still need to remove this doc type. Also, this HTML and head tags need to go. As of right now, I won't do the keywords and descriptions tags. If you want more information on how to apply those into Joomla, just because not all templates have the ability to create dynamically their own tags. I'm just going to quickly point you in the right direction. If you go to can't remember the name of the class, but right here. So you basically have to, and this goes a little bit more advanced into those that know how to develop, but you'd use one of these tags over here and functions to add the meta tags. So for just a quick example, first you need to get the instance of the application, and I'm just doing this right here, but I'll delete it in a second. You'd go menu, and then the method up here describes. You can either, let's do the append meta tag. So we do name and content. So the name would be keywords. Menu. Keywords, and then say this is what builds the keywords, then we can just put the keywords right there, and bam, Joomla will automatically grab those keywords and put it in the right tag before the page loads or is sent to the user. That's just a quick example. So let's move on. We also don't want this or any of this. The title I'm going to leave there for a second, but we still have to remove it. I'm just going through removing everything that's not needed. We do not need a head tag. For this, if this template requires this class of home and this other class of, I guess, the post name, you're probably going to have to do this on the index.php file of your template by going down to templates and then choosing whichever template you're using for Joomla, and then open up the index.php file, and you can add these in there. But you also have to note that this function is only going to be available on the pages that WordPress loads. Else will give you an error, so you probably want to put another if statement somewhere in there to say if option equals com underscore WordPress. If, let's do a J request. Could be com WordPress or com WPMU, which is WordPress MU, and then you would do this body tag, and then oops, this is basically what I'll put that if you're in WordPress. If not, I would just output whatever your other body tag is, which you can do else. And say this is the normal body tag of your page with ID, some ID, and class 1, class 2, so on and so forth. But this needs to be done in the index.php file. So let's move on. The rest of this looks just fine. Something that I also try to look at when you're doing this, for example, header, the ID header, and the ID page is probably an ID that is used already in your template. So just something simple to do, you can just put a WP in front of both of them, and then what you need to do is go back to your template and edit the style sheet. So we would replace every instance of page with WordPress page. Not that one. Oops. And just make sure that you're not replacing ones that are such like this one, so just don't do replace all because you may run into some troubles. Okay. Looks like we're done with the page. Now let's do the header or head. Making sure that I did it right. Alright. Looks like those two are done. So let's, and I mean this is a pretty big header file. So something that we need to do is output all of this things into the header of the Joomla template. And this is extremely important. So we must do this. This basically starts a buffer on the server which doesn't allow any of this to output, and it will grab it at the end of all this. Basically we do a mainframe, add custom head tag, and it will just add all of this stuff to the head of our page. Now the title is another thing. We'll put this under here. This is basically the right way to insert the title. And the reason why I didn't put a left arrow up here is because Joomla will encode this character itself. If not, you'll have double encoding, which won't look right on the page. We also want to do false for these ones. That just means don't echo the title, just return it. And okay, it looks like we're good with that, but that's not it for setting the title. We also need this, and this is just a quick if statement just to ensure that if the all-in-one SEO pack is turned on, then we do something else. If that plugin is not installed or enabled into the on the site, then we just set that title. Alright, the rest of the stuff is easy for the header. And this just is for breadcrumbs only. Alright, and it looks like we're done with the header file. Okay. So close this out. Oh, and there's one more thing that come on. What I like to do is I'll wrap everything in, depending if you're using WordPress or WordPress single blog or WordPress MU. For Joomla, you can do just some ID such as WordPress -MU or WordPress MU, so that you can style anything inside of here with, I guess, just a lot easier. So that's that. Let's look at the footer file. And again, here we want to remove the body and HTML tags. let me open the footer file for the default template. And since I added a div on the header, I have to add that div down here. But everything looks just about the same. Okay. So we'll leave it at that. And let's just take a look at the theme and see how this looks. First, you need to allow the themes on each template. So let's do Fusion, yes. And this is that step was only for WordPress MU. On the WordPress single blog, you'll always be able to see every theme right here, but that just enables it site-wide. Click on that. Don't worry about how this displays right here. Just click on Activate Fusion. Okay, and let's take a look at our blog. Okay. Well, there's still much work to be done. I'm going to remove this sidebar first. Open this right here, and same thing for the Fusion, the sidebar.php file. And in Joomla, we added the feature that you could pick whether to show the sidebar within the component area or as a module. So for WordPress MU, you have to put this if statement. If site, get site option, show sidebar, Joomla equals 1, that means that the user has selected for the sidebar to show within the component area. So let's just put it this. Okay. Well, oops, I actually opened the wrong file. I was wondering why that didn't look right. Sidebar, there we go. Okay, this should, and just so you know, for WordPress MU, you have to have this site because it's a global site option. If you're just in WordPress single blog, this will get the right option. Since we're in WordPress MU, we want that. Hopefully this will be gone now. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to use this little tool that I have on my browser. It's called Firebug. I want to see why this page is so unnecessarily long. Probably has a set width somewhere in there. Here we go. So WP page width 960. There we go. That makes it fit a lot better. So, and it also has a min width, which I would also remove. makes it look a tad bit better. So let's go to the style CSS and fix this. It shows me it's in line 229. I'll just comment these out. Okay. Now, let's also change the ID of the footer because that's what's probably messing this up over here. So let's go footer with WP footer, and we'll rename that in a second. Save it. And just have to rename this to WP footer. And let's refresh. See? Much cleaner. Now let's see why this is not looking right either. And you can normally tell which styles are not read because this is coming from WordPress MU. But let's keep looking. There we go. So okay, we got, and I guess we can just rename this on the header file and then change it on the style sheet how we've been doing it. So let's do WP top nav. I'll go back to style sheet. I think that was an old one, so I'm going to open it again. Okay. I'm currently fixing these ones that I just commented out. I'm just going to put an ID in front of it so it fixes that. Same thing with this over here. Let's refresh. Well, everything's looking pretty good now. Looks like there's an image missing over here. Maybe not. Let me take a look. Theme preview. did not save this file. There we go. So, I mean, that was extremely simple to just migrate that theme. And just ensure that these links are working. Cool. Let me take a look at this again. Looks like this H2 is being overridden. Yeah, see. The template CSS of Joomla is overriding the styles from WordPress to make this title look correctly. Just quickly disable them. Makes it look a little bit better. So, I'd recommend this. Go to line 170. And I would do WPMU, which is the ID that we gave. Oops, it was actually WordPress-MU. The ID that we gave to the whole container. And then put an important in every single one of these. And that should do it. See? So now it looks like it's pretty close, if not the same as this or here. Okay, figured that wasn't going to work. And this is under the comments.php file, and I'll open the default one too. It's just about changing this form action. Just totally replace that. Let's do a refresh. And there we go. Comments are waiting for moderation. It looks like it's working pretty well. I'm not gonna sit here and test it thoroughly, but you basically get the gist of how this is done and how to go from here. Just another quick thing. I'm going to install the WordPress module sidebar, and this is for WordPress MU, but oops. Still installed. Not sure why it gave me that error, but it's still installed. And let's leave it on the left position. Let's just refresh the blog. And there we have it. Again, you'll probably have to do some styling, but that looks pretty nice as it is right there. And this sidebar will go anywhere on your site, regardless if you're in the component area or not. Though this won't style the way that you want it because the style sheets for the blog are not loading. So another thing that you may want to do is on the header file, where the style sheets are being loaded, you could move this to the index.php file of your template, but you will have to change the URL paths and these titles, which you can easily just you can easily just find by going to view source code. And here are all the, it's probably from right here to all the way down here is all the WordPress MU for that Fusion template. So you can just see the names, the titles, whatnot. So you can just copy and paste this whole thing into your template index.php file and put it at the header, and everything else will be styled just like you have it right here. Alright, this concludes this simple tutorial. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave me a comment. I'm always willing to help. So, cheers.